So this is Brandy. She's an adult dog, and it just occurred to me, I don't know if she knows how to lay down. Good girl. See how she's just kind of putting some effort in it? She's not laying all the way down, but that's okay. So I'm going to lure her into a sit position. Good girl, Brandy. And I just did that and I'm going to lure her this way. Yes. Good girl. I'm going to ask her to sit again. And you see I'm doing that just by luring that treat over top of her head. It's okay that she didn't stay in the sit. Sit. Good. I know she's probably going to get up, so I'm going to go ahead and say, break. Good. Sit. Good, Brandy. Take it. Good girl. She stayed in the sit longer that time, so I'm just going to reward that because we like when they stay in the position until we ask them to. Break. Good girl. That break command negates the need for a stay command because we're going to ask them for something. And honestly, they're called cues, not commands. But anyway, we're going to ask them for a cue, such as a sit or a down or something like that. And then until we say break, they need to stay in that position. And we're going to build up the duration of that with treats. Brandy, sit. Yes, ma'am. Brandy, break. And I'm just going to let her go get that. Good girl, Brandy. Brandy, sit. Good. We're not going to work on impulse. Whoops, my bad. That's my bad. Brandy, sit. Good. Break. And I know she's going to move, so I'm just going to say it. Brandy, sit. Good. And now we're just going to build the duration of that sit. So I'm going to let her eat that treat and swallow it because we don't want to choke them up. That's okay. Brandy, sit. Good. Brandy, sit. Good. And we're going to put one treat after another into her mouth. And I'm going to do about 4 or 5. Good, because that's about 4 or 5 seconds. Good. And we're going to say, Brandy, break. Good. And that's her cue that she can get up. Good girl. And I'm going to pet her. Good girl. Good girl. And now what we're going to do is we're going to move her around just to get her mind moving again. Good girl. Good. And so this is also a chance to work on some leash walking. Good. See how she's pulling on the end of that leash? And this leash is attached to me. With Gracie, I would not attach the leash to you via a carabiner like I have done. She doesn't want to sit on the cool ground, but that's okay. Good girl. Break. And I'm just going to let her go ahead and stand up. So she's getting ahead of me, so I'm going to stop. Good. Sit. Take it. Notice what I'm not doing. Good. Break. Is I'm not putting a whole lot of tension on the leash. I am leaving room for error on her part, and I am leaving room for her to walk away from me and for her to make good choices too. Good. So she's getting ahead of me. Good. See how she refocused on me? She's looking for a treat, but right now that's okay. Sit. I think she's 3 or 4. She's probably never been properly introduced to basics. Good. Break. Good girl, Brandy. Good girl. See how she's walking right there at heel? I like that. So if a dog is, yeah, good girl. See, she's understanding that when she gets ahead of me, I'm going to stop and break. I'm going to lure her around behind me. And once she's behind me, she's going to get a treat. Yeah, you know that word. So she's getting ahead of me. Good. So she's recognizing. Good. Break. Good. That's just building a little bit of patience. Now, if she'd gotten up from the sit, that's okay. Next time, I would have just put the treat right into her mouth because obviously she wouldn't be ready for the next step, which is impulse control. A little bit of delayed gratification. Good girl. Good girl. I like that she's walking right there next to me. Now, walking in the grass, it's going to be more difficult for her because there's more smells, more distractions. That's okay. Good girl. I like where she is. She's getting a little bit ahead, so I'm going to stop. I've lost her. She picked her head up. That's cool. Hi. Good. Notice I didn't say anything to her. I let her figure out and I let her look around, just because you want a dog to be able to survey their surroundings. Break! Because that way they know that there's nothing approaching. Good. They don't need to be afraid of anything. We have the situation under control. And it's not up to them to control the situation. Good, Brandy. She looked at me while we were moving. I like that. I'm going to plant a treat right into her mouth. She's ahead of me, so I'm going to stop. Good. That's it. And notice where I'm bringing her back to. Yeah? Right here. Good. Where her toes are almost in line. Good, Brandy. With the middle of my foot. Good. Break. Good. Good. She's looking at me while we're moving. Impeccable. I love that. She's so smart. Good, good. Sit. Take it. Good. Let's walk. Good. And now, the property that this dog lives on is very hilly, as you might can tell. We're going up and downhill a lot. So I'm just going to get to a flat spot down here, and we're going to go back to working on some basic stuff. Good. So like right here's perfect because it's flat. Because we always want to be conscious of the fact that, you know, if we're sitting on a hill, we don't want to sit with our, ooh, that's cool. We don't want to sit with our back facing down the hill because we're going to feel like we're falling. Dog, same thing. If you're sitting on a hill and your dog doesn't want to sit, if you're sitting on a specific surface like laminate or something like that and your dog doesn't want to sit, that's okay. Try putting a carpet down, fix the situation, and set your dog up for success first. Good. Now we're going to work on a different skill. So I'm showing her the treat. Good. It's pinched between my fingers, and I'm just letting her sniff it and lick at it. Good. It's okay if she were a puppy, maybe nip at it or something like that. I'm going to pick up the treat that I dropped. Good. And I prefer her be in a sit position. Good. And as soon as she pulls that nose away, I'm going to pop the treat in her mouth. Notice right now there's not a command going with it. Good. It's just the action, and that action is being rewarded. Yes. I don't use a clicker. Yeah, it echoes. Yes. Just for that split second when they pull their nose away, we like that, and we're going to reward it. And eventually that'll turn into a leave it command. Yes. 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 I am marking the correct action with a yes. Yes. And our timing is the most important. Yes. Good. You have a second and a half. Good, Brandy. You have a second and a half to reward the good behavior. To mark it and reward it. Good sit. Yes. Do you see how quickly I'm putting those treats into her mouth? That's okay. That's my bad. Hey, Brandy. Sit. Good. Break. Good. So I know she's going to stand up, so I'm going to go ahead and let her. And I'm going to rebait. Just means I'm going to get more treats. It just means I'm going to get more treats for you. She's like, oh yeah, I love this game. So something else you can do with a dog when you want them to use their nose, or a dog like Gracie perhaps that may not be terribly certain about engaging and giving her mind to a person all at once. That's okay. If a dog is not certain about engaging with you, that's fine. Take a blanket or a towel. Good. And just show them that you're folding the corner of the towel. Show them that you're placing a treat, and then fold the corner over and just place it right underneath the edge of the towel and let them search it out from underneath the corner of the towel. I don't have a towel out here, but that's okay. Good girl. Good girl. I like that she's sitting. She's being nice and patient. So when I'm luring her into a down position, it's okay that she stood up. I'm just going to lure her back into a sit, and I'm going to reward the sit. That's okay. I need to go slower. Good sit. That's okay. Get the treat close to their nose. Dogs see with their nose. Good girl. That's okay. I'm going to reward that effort. I'm going to reward that. Not perfect. That's okay. Good. See how she's getting distracted? She doesn't really want those treats. That's okay. I have a different type of treat in my pocket too. If you like this one better, by all means, like, use your dog's favorite treat anytime you're teaching them something new. The bigger the incentive, the bigger the reward, the more they will be willing to work for you. What we're not going to do is push our dog with our hand to get them to do something. See how I'm losing her? There, I'm just trying to untangle you at this point. Brandy. Good girl. Hi. She's looking past me. Good girl. This dog does not misunderstand what I am saying. Yes. Yes. Do you notice how I wasn't just asking her over and over again? I wasn't using the cue, lay down, lay down, lay down. I wasn't just saying it over and over again. Whoa, you're all right. You're all right. Good girl. Good. Because we don't want to confuse our dogs. They don't speak English. I'm not really holding her. I'm just not allowing her to press into my space. Just because, we like personal boundaries. Especially because you have kids. It's okay, she just wants to smell something over there. Hey, Brandy. Good girl, can you sit? Good. And we're gonna break. Good. I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna let her walk around. She gave me her attention. She may be getting bored. That's okay. We're just gonna move around. We're not just gonna do whatever Brandy wants though. Good. 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 Notice I'm being engaging. I'm engaging with her because I expect her to engage with me. Yes, ma'am. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. This dog has plenty of get up and go. Come on. This dog has plenty of energy. Good. I'm going to use that to my advantage. Sometimes, sit. Sometimes we're too slow for our dogs. Come on. That's okay. If your dog seems disinterested, move a little bit faster. Come on. Because maybe she's thinking, this is baby junk. Yeah, maybe it is, but you can't do it perfectly, so it obviously needs to be done. See how she's in front of my foot? Oh, she's standing on my foot. I'm going to move that foot out from underneath your foot. I do not ever want her feet on me. That is rude, rude, rude. Whoa. Reset. Come on. Anytime she tries to get around. Good. You told me you were bored sitting still. All right, let's rock and roll, honey. Pay attention. Yeah, 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 yeah. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good girl. Good girl. Wait. Come on, reset. Good girl. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Brandy, whoa. Yes, ma'am. That was perfect. And when it's really good like that, pop 4 or 5 treats in their mouth, one after the other. Good. Break. Good girl. High energy, high energy. Come on. My bad. I dropped one. That's okay. I have more in my hand. I have more in my hand. See how she's bouncing off the ground? I'm going to get her to do it one more time. Whoa. I'm going to stop. Good. When the object is moving, the dog wants to chase it. They want to catch that. Yes. Let's go. Yes. Good. Yes. 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 Go. Almost. Reset. Good. Good. Whoa. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sit. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Break. Good girl, Brandy. Good girl, Brandy. Good. Now, if your dog is not succeeding with stages before this, like if you can lure them into a sit and say they're done with the session, that's okay. Come back to it later. Give them, if it's Gracie, give her however long it takes for her to calm down. Give her however long it takes for her to feel comfortable again. Notice she's right here with me. I'm not having to say anything to her. She's smart. This dog is highly intelligent, so is Gracie. Good. Good girl, Brandy. Brandy, where? Almost. She thought about it. It just took her a second. And I'm just going to reinforce. Good. Break. The behind my foot is where I want you to be stopped. Brandy, where? See how much better that was? That's okay. I'm just going to lure her. I'm going to step my foot back. Good. Just so I can kind of pivot on the foot that's further from her. Break. Good. Awesome, Brandy. Awesome. But move at your dog's pace. Good. Where? Brandy, where you going, honey? Where you going, baby girl? Where? Yes, sit. It's okay that she sat parallel because she's sitting parallel to the hill. I don't want her to feel like she's falling backwards like we mentioned. Where? Sit. Yes. Take it. Come on. Good girl. Good girl, Brandy. Good. But if you have to break all this stuff down into itty bitty, like 2 minute, 1 minute, 90-second sessions, do it. Good. And if you have to do it without the leash and the harness at first, that's totally fine.